come from Bangladesh. Basically, I work for girls and men with disabilities in Bangladesh. Our organization based in Dhaka. I come to the Women Delivered for Raise Our Voice about the women with disabilities inclusion in the programmings protect gender-based violence. And here, this session I enjoy a lot because there was different thoughts shared in the sessions, and most of the activists from across the globe, they come here, they share their voice, they share their thoughts, they share their strategy, how they try to protect violence against women. So here I am because I am working for girls and women with disabilities, and I think that disability inclusion should in all programming. And gender-based violence is the most important things for protect violence against girls and women with disabilities, because women and girls with disabilities face emotional violence from beginning of their life, and after that they have faced different type of violence like social stigma, and also there is sexual violence. They they abuse, they hits by their partners, by their family members, their community people. So I am thinking that how we can make a strategy to make inclusive programming to protect gender-based violence against women and girls with disabilities.
I'm a Women Deliver Young Leader for 2020, and I'm traveling from Canada to join these gender equality leaders all over the world in Kigali, Rwanda today. And I just attended the session on GBV, gender-based violence, evidence to action. And let me tell you, the best line that I've learned today is that we are filtered from inside and sanctioned from the outside. That means we need a collective voice, not just as women, not just as, like dual gender. We need a collective voice for youth, for entire people to move forward. And the best takeaway for me from this session was to call upon all the policymakers and government that we need funding, not just for 3 to 5 years, and we need longer funding to sustain projects in Southern Asia and the Global South, and we need collective voices to move on.
I'm from the Netherlands and I work for VSO, Voluntary Service Overseas. And I was really inspired by the session just now, by the young speakers, but also I found it really interesting to hear what different organizations do. I was also really impressed by the work that UNFPA does to support organizations tackling the lack of bodily autonomy that is there. And I think something that we work on is intersectionality, and to really look at these different identities that organizations and people have.
I am from Kenya. I work with an organization called Youth Changes Kenya, and we work with girls and young women in advancing their sexual reproductive health and rights. And I have just attended a session on bodily autonomy by UNFPA. And the biggest thing that I have taken from that is that we have things that are working, but we also have opportunities or what we call gaps that we can fill in to continue fostering partnerships that advance the agenda of bodily autonomy. And for me, bodily autonomy is at the core of achieving gender equality and achieving human rights. So if we advance the agenda for bodily autonomy, then everybody benefits and everything that we are working for benefits.
I'm from the Netherlands. I am a co-director at VSO Netherlands, and I'm here to advocate together with our grassroots groups for inclusive SRHR. I think we really need to create space for marginalized groups to shape the policies that we urgently need. And when it comes to the call to action, I really want donors to be more strategical, asking governments to think long-term, make long-term investments in localized movements, and create movements and platforms where we can really work long-term with our allies in this field.
I am a South African theatre maker, producer, playwright, poet, and I came to Women Deliver Conference, through UNFPA, who I've been working with for a number of years, writing material and using spoken word to talk and highlight women's issues, and to really highlight the essence and the power of, of words and how influential they are in telling people's stories, in bringing issues forth, in allowing for conversations and debates that can create change. So I came here as a performer, but also as a feminist, as a womanist, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, and as a partner. So I'm very, very grateful to see a number of other powerful women who are, representing their countries, but also were creating small changes in their own communities in this global landscape.
I request all of the activists to think for disability inclusion in their programming and incorporate all types of disability. If they get service from the service providers, that will be benefited to protect gender-based violence for girls and women with disabilities.
Yeah, I think for me, something that is really important is to really look at all different components that make up somebody. So that can be sex, that can be gender, that can be religion, that can be culture. And if you do that, I think, you're best able to make sure that you don't forget anyone and that you leave no one behind.
For me, my call to action would be every single person, you included, have a role to play in advancing body autonomy, in achieving it. First of all, do you know what body autonomy is? Maybe that is my question for you. Before you go against it or before you go for it, understand what it is and then work with that.